Well, we got the rubber thing. Old rubber thing is cracked. Had a big crack around here and the moisture got in. That then got into the union joint and caused it to fall apart. Inside this brand new little envelope here we have brand new boot cover. Bang the jiggy, watch it. There we go, look how crispy and new and beautiful that is. So it'll just fit on there. I can tell you what, I was nearly getting close to the point where I'm going to kick the damn bike over. I'd had enough of it. Tell you what, trying to get this shaft through there, into there, absolute nightmare. I came out here at around about, trying to think what time did I come out here? 7:30, yeah, it was 7:30, well it's 9:30, 2 hours to get a bloody shaft in a hole. Whew, I wasn't going to give up. But I was getting close. There are moments that you love the Griso or a motorcycle, and then there are moments where there's a loathing and you want to bury it, pretty much. Well, I'm about to head back outside and to do some more of the putting the bike back together again. Last night, when I was doing the swing arm, it took me 2 hours to get the pin or rod through and secured and done up. So I thought tonight I'll start getting some sustenance before I get into it, and I've got a banana chocolate muffin, which is actually very good. Daughter made that, and a good hearty glass of milk, because got to harden up a bit because things weren't going quite to plan. Oh, the key thing is now is to get the rest of this bike back together again. The reason why now is even more important. It's not so much getting the bike together. Well, it is. The bigger fact is that got a plan of where to go riding for the weekend. So and it's sounding like it could be a pretty good ride out and camping and stuff. Dock camping grounds and stuff. I like them. Look at some of the other videos in the past and you'll see some great spots we have in New Zealand, and well worthy of going out for a camp. So last night I got the swing arm on. 2 hours to get a bloody rod into the swing arm. It did my head in. But anyway, let's not dwell on that. We'll get into the rest of it. It's a little bolt that goes in the end, and I may have seen in another video. I don't have a socket for it. I could go and buy one, but what you'll find is put a socket, opening spanner in there like that, and then I can just hook up a side and use that to rotate it. Probably not as good as what you'd buy as far as a real socket, but it does the job. What's insane already is that this wee piece here, trying to get that in. How ridiculous! Because I'd put the shaft, main shaft in there, and I was trying to get things lined up. It took ages. I just left it once I finished. Forgot all about this, but I didn't forget about it. I knew I had to go back in, but of course everything's got to kind of line up for that to go in. So, oh, what a mission! So I had to loosen it off a bit because I tightened it up to loosen it off to get it in. So what we've got going on here is we're going to put all the suspension linkages all back into place. We've got the original suspension, not doing anything with this one at the moment. Probably should replace it from advice that I've read and been told, so it's not terrible, it's probably shocking. And then we've got these old bolts here. They were kind of like there's a little bit of sort of bend in them, so I purchased some new ones, replace those. And we've got our linkages with frames and linkage to connect everything together, so we'll put all of that back into here before we put the unit that comes into the back here, the Carc, and put the rear wheel on, just while we've got the space and stuff. And hopefully we'll get this done, rear wheel on, and then it's just a matter of putting everything else together. Then we've just got to put the exhaust the exhaust on and stuff. It's going to be pretty damn exhausting. Put it and assemble it. We've just got to put it into place up underneath there, and there we go. We've got the lower suspension linkages in. All we've got to do now is just connect the suspension strut to the bottom of there. Cool, that's the top one. Now to hook up the bottom. I couldn't get it on at the bottom, so it's going to be easier to do the bottom first. So put it on the bottom, connected, and now we'll go back to the top. So this is the bit that makes me pretty happy now. We've got the suspension in, we've got all the linkages back up into place, and then we now only just have to I'll put a little wee bit of sealant around the edge here. We'll get the Carc, we'll mount that into the place there, and then we can throw the back wheel on, get it back on its wheels, and I can start putting all the extra stuff, all the stuff that you need on the bike, say to put the luggage rack back on, of course the foot pegs and controls, all that sort of stuff that you kind of need to get from A to B and back to A again. After last night's frustration, I'm kind of feeling a little bit more positive, you know, because damn, I think the problem is sometimes you want stuff done, you try and get it done real hard or really fast, or not so much fast, you're just trying to get it done simply, and you may not have the right tools, or you might not have the right technique, and especially when you haven't done it before, it kind of becomes a job which is hell on earth. Pretty much that's what it is, isn't it? I'm sure we've all been there, where you just want to throw the towel in and walk away. But then sometimes that's the best thing to do. That's one thing I've found over all the years of my life, is that sometimes when things get a bit hard, not so much throw the towel in, walk away for 5 seconds and have a bit of a think about what the hell is going on, and you come back to it, you approach it a bit different, and get it done in a real simple way. Or you throw the towel in and give it the boot. A bit of sealant on around there. All it is some gasket. I think really all they're trying to achieve here is just a bit of a seal to stop any moisture and stuff, or whatever coming in or going out, or oil and stuff. There shouldn't be any oil in there anyway, but and this is the time that I definitely use a torque wrench, because all we have here is we've got 4 bolts, that's them right there, and they're all that's really holding your rear wheel in place, or holding this whole part, your rear wheel, all onto this here. Good news, we've got the Carc on, there you go, and we've got the go fast sense. That tells you that you're going fast. It will also tell you you're going slow, and in this day and age I think that's okay. Do what you need to do. So anyway, we'll probably look at throwing the wheel on. Best option first up is to ignore what you see as far as my garage. I am very well organised, and I put everything exactly where I know where it is. And hopefully we've got an elevator there high enough with any luck. And we have it, so we'll give it another couple of tweaks. Well, one tweak. And a little bit more. I did say a couple of tweaks. I do generally mean what I say. Sometimes I fail to listen to myself. You know what, I need a third tweak. Guess this is where it would be nice if you had a bike lift. Anyway, I think we've got that on. Now hoping, I've never had this happen first time, that everything is lined up straight away. We'll get the torch. OMG. Hope I haven't spoken too soon. Yeah, I think I did speak too soon. Or maybe not. Let's see if the others line up. You know what would be great is if they made the swing arm so it was on the other side, and then you could put the bike wheel on in the other direction. I think this is the first time ever, and maybe it's because you're watching, and maybe the aura of awesomeness from you better put the rear brake on. Even though we do have the go fast sensor, we also need the go slow, but because if we don't have the go slow, then things go real pear-shaped real quick, and all the bearings and all the other bits and pieces mean nothing. So right now I've got to put in the airbox. The airbox is this big monstrosity which fits in here. It doesn't really fit that well. I find you've got to take off one side of the bellow that goes into the throttle body, trying to wangle it in there so it gets into where it needs to be, and then we'll be sweet. So yeah, it's a bit tricky to line all that up. So I tend to take one of these off, like this one, and then I'll try and twist that into place and stuff. I do have a wee crack in the paint here. I don't know what to do about that. I might put a bit of glue on the other side of it just to hold it, which is easy enough, but I don't want to repaint it. It's a bit of character in it. I'm pretty stoked. I'm actually thinking about I might go inside for a bit, because why not? And I should have a cup of tea, or not a cup of tea, have something, have a drink of water. That's what I need. Right, I hope you're enjoying following this journey so far. It's not a fantastical journey, but it will lead into journeys of the future, and those journeys are fantastical with this mighty, wonderful, throbbing engine. It makes you smile. It sure does. You know, you get up there and you twist that throttle and feel the wind and the power of the engine as it throws you into the future. I'm going to say straight up that there is very little fun in this task. And I've just got to line this up, if you can sort of see that, and then put in the one from the other side. Getting pretty close to this part all being done. We've just got to put the battery in and wire it up. Oh, hook it up, not wire it up. It's already wired up. This side here was a real pain, because it kind of got all stuck up and I pushed in too far and had to try and get it back out again when it's all connected here. What a mission nightmare, and doesn't need a damn polish. Looks like a blooming tractor that's been in the bloody barn for a decade. Happy with the progress. What's the time? The time is 8:30, and Coronation Street starts in an hour. I've got an hour. Oh, there's not much to this here. We just have to well, there's not much to this here. It's just 4 bolts. So then now we've got to put the exhaust back on. This shouldn't be too difficult really. Hopefully it should line up. Oh, look at that. One of the common things I've found is that the wee bracket underneath there that connects to the
frame cracked. I had it welded a couple of times and it kept snapping off. That was when I had the original exhaust, but now I've got a, well, I've had for, since a long time. I brought the carbon Mistral cone, and great pipe, sounds good, feels good, it's lighter, I don't know if it makes a difference, but it does feel mighty fine. I don't know why all these things are hidden away, making life difficult. Guess you can get it out with just take the starter motor off. Why would you do that? A couple of custom bits I put on the bike, well, not really custom, just bits I put on the bike was some Rosso Porto radiator or oil cooler cover on there, just to take away the plastic one because it warps all weird. And I also put on the Rosso Porto heel plate. What else did I put on here? I put on the exhaust, as I said, and then I also put on two factory carbon covers for the starter and the exhaust. What I do now is just line this here up and slide it on.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I got home from work today with the full intention of just heading out to the garage and doing what I needed to do to get done. But no, I sat down with a drink of water and had a couple of naps. Yeah, that's what happens after a day of work. And so now we'll get in the garage again and we'll do the business. Nearly finished actually. Last thing to go on is the very most beautiful saddle. It's done. Well, I did have a problem with idle, and I had, before the TT2000, I had some issues with it idling high and wanting to keep running at high idle. So and even when I was riding, as in, in gear, going through places and you want to throttle off, it wouldn't decelerate too easily, so you were trying to brake the engine to bring it down, and then once you drop those 3000 RPM, the engine would naturally drop back. But right, we haven't started it for a while, so I'll give it some go and hopefully she'll start up. Okay, but it's not quite right. It's sort of skipping a wee bit there. I think really the throttle bodies aren't balanced proper. We'll use a throttle balance tool, which is really good and well worth using on your bike. Connect this to your throttle bodies. There's a couple of screws on each side of each throttle body. Connect the cables to the tubes, and the vacuum sucks up these tubes. And basically at idle and at 3000 RPM you want the tube to be balanced at level, and then you can plug in via USB this cable and use Guzzi Diag, great tool, and you can set your redo, set your TPS and check any error codes and all those other things, so real handy. We've got the cable that goes into the device on both sides. The bike is all pretty much looking pretty good now. Our biggest problem at the minute is that the dash is reading some weird stuff, and I've forgotten about this the last ride. Like I see there, none of the lights have come on and we're reading 0.2 of a volt. That's not normal. So when we start her up, g'day, and thanks for getting to this point and watching this far. Really appreciate it and hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you've got any comments or questions or just any feedback on what you've seen, what you didn't like, what you liked, what may have been helpful, what you think, oh my god, did he just do that? Let me know. Just do it. And thank you. I have taken the bike out since I completed the work that you've just watched. The bike is incredible. Hands down, I'm blown away. But anyway, that's for another clip. Cheers. This is a homebrew bourbon and cola. Enjoy your time. Get out for a ride. Whatever it is that you do. Fantastic. Thank you.